What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 things that all wide receivers need to hear. Let's get started. Now, before we get into this video, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you would like 500 plus wide receiver on-field drills and gym exercises that you guys can do, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to our 8-week wide receiver on-field and gym workout schedule. We literally break down the exact things wide receivers should do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. Give you rest days, conditioning days, everything that you need to be successful at the wide receiver position. We also include video examples of each drill so you know exactly how to perform them and examples of each gym exercise. So again, check out that very first link in the description below if you're interested in that, fellas. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so this video is going to be at a little bit different pace. We're going to cover a little bit different topics than we normally cover with our wide receiver videos. We're going to be talking about 3 areas that cause anxiety, nerves, that get in a wide receiver's head. So the first one I want to talk about is the fear of dropping a pass. So you're coming over the middle. It's an over-the-shoulder pass. A lot of times what happens to wide receivers is they will drop a ball. Maybe they had a couple bad drops in practice, maybe when they were training, maybe in the game, and it gets in your head. And honestly, it's very easy for me to just sit here and say, hey, just let it go, focus on the next play. But what are some things that you can honestly think about to let it go, to worry about the next play? And that honestly comes from the reps that you have in practice. I think it's a totally normal thing that people are worried about, like, you know, they've had a bad drop in the past, it gets in their head, they're worried about doing it again. Best advice I can give you, obviously, is to let it go and focus on the next play. But just take things one rep at a time and don't be results driven. So by results driven, like, you got to honestly, like, when it comes down to sports, comes down to anything, like, just in general in life, your emotions cannot be like this. It can't be a roller coaster. It's just got to be even. It can't be going down, can't be going straight up. It's just got to be even keel straight across. And how we do that is don't let the result dictate how you are feeling about the next play or about your job specifically. You got to be bulletproof with your mind. So, like, if you score a 50-yard touchdown pass, like, yeah, you could celebrate, great. But when you hand that ball back to the referee and you go to the sideline, that play is over. Because if if you're here and the touchdown brings you up to here, what happens when you have a bad play? Because it's inevitable. Bad things are going to happen sometimes. You're going to miss a block. You're going to drop a pass. You're going to run a bad route. And your emotions are here because of the result. But when the result's bad, your emotions are here. And sometimes when you're on the downswing, you keep going down because it gets in your head. Sometimes you could keep going up, 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 up. But we want to stay completely even keeled. And that's how we can get over it. So in practice, that's what you should be working on. Like in practice, yeah, you're worried about plays. You're worried about running right routes, etc. I get that. 100%. It's a lot to think about. But you have to control your emotions in practice so it applies to a game. And that's one of the best things that I ever did, especially when I played quarterback, because quarterback is such a mental position, right? I've experienced both positions. At quarterback was more mental than receiver, I would say. And I never really had this problem as a receiver with the drop thing, with the mental thing, because of the experience I had playing the quarterback position. Bad plays are going to happen. You're going to miss a pass. You're going to throw the ball in the dirt. You're going to throw a pick, but you can't let that screw your performance. Learn from it, stay even keeled. Then the same thing happens when it's a bad result. You've already had, like, when it's a good result, you're even keeled. Bad result, you're even keeled. So it doesn't get in your head and you can just focus on the next play to get over that anxiety of continuing to drop the ball. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is like kind of the fear or anxiety of maybe getting hit, right? So if you're new to the wide receiver position, you're probably a little bit nervous, you know, about like, oh, well, especially if you're new to playing tackle football, new to the receiver position, you're probably a little nervous about like, okay, I catch a pass, I'm running over the middle. What's going to happen if I get popped by a linebacker or a safety? And honestly, guys, like, you just kind of have to get over that. Like, that's one of those things, like, and again, the whole reason we made this video is because we see all the questions that you guys ask, and we try to make videos based on the questions that you guys ask. Like honestly, like, we could care less if the video goes viral. Like, we want the video that you guys are asking for to be posted so you guys get the most value and you keep coming back to the channel, because we appreciate the audience that you guys have. So we see all the questions that you ask, and we always appreciate the feedback and the questions. So this question we get asked all the time, like, what if I'm worried about getting hit? I'm kind of scared of getting hit. What do I do? You got to get over it in practice reps. Like, if you're like, let's say you're a backup receiver, you should be taking every single scout team rep possible to get yourself comfortable in an actual live game setting. When you are training in the offseason, train with pads on. If you have a partner that's out there training with you, your dad, your brother, whoever, have them hit you with something. Like, get like a blocking bag, have them hit you as you're catching. A pool noodle, you know what I mean? Like maybe PVC pipe, put something soft over, just some kind of contact to get you guys used to it. Because that's one of those things that is just going to take reps. And it's just a mental thing to know that you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Everybody loves to glorify, you know, football's a dangerous sport, it's a violent sport, and it is at times, but you're going to be okay. Like, you get really badly hurt, like, you're going to eventually get better, right? You're not going to die. Nobody's ever died. So it's just, honestly, fellas, like, just, you got to get used to it. Get as many live game reps as possible in practice, and make sure that anytime that you are training, you're getting comfortable catching that ball while getting hit. Now, building off of that last topic that we just discussed, like getting hit while you're catching the ball, what are some mechanical things that you guys can do to make sure that that ball doesn't pop out? Because I think it's what everybody's worried about, right? Like in 7-on-7, one-on-ones, you're coming over the middle, you're confident, you catch the ball, you put it away because you know you're not going to get popped. What you see a lot of times with receivers is they'll be coming over the middle, that ball will be here, and they're very hesitant because they're worried about getting hit. And then sometimes they hold that ball away from themselves and that thing will get knocked out. That's everybody's biggest fear, right? So what can you do? Number one, you want to have late hands. I think the mistake that a lot of guys will make when running over the middle, afraid of contact, is they'll start to show their hands really early, and then when they're extended like this, catching the ball out in front of them, they go to run, and as they are running, the ball's away from them, and that defender's just going to smack the ball out, or if you get some contact, you're less likely to hold on to the ball when it's out away from you. So what you need to do is you need to have late hands. Trust your hands. You're coming over the middle, you want your hands to be late. I do not want to show them early and extend because that just lets that DB know exactly where it's going to be so he can make a play on that ball. Now, when you're in over the middle and you're absorbing some contact or you think you might get hit, number one thing you got to do is be violent to the tuck with the ball, because tucking the ball away is always the best course of action. That's the best way to secure the pass. So you're coming over the middle, you have those late hands. Let's bring that ball violently to the tuck. Let's protect that ball. So if you do get hit, at least you hang on to it, because there's no better feeling than taking a huge pop and then still hanging on to the ball and making a great catch. And that's the type of catch that's going to stand out to a high school coach, college coach, or whatever coach you're trying to impress. So don't be too worried about that, fellas. Get those live game reps. Work on catching while some kind of contact while you were training. And mechanically, let's be late with my hands, not where it's like bouncing off your chest, but let's be late with my hands and be violent to the tuck with that ball. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like an 8-week wide receiver gym and field workout schedule that you could do, again, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. I'll see you guys next time.